I want you to stop this vendetta against Susan, she said. She's a sweet woman who just wants to know her grandchildren. This restraining order is cruel. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My mother let Jack, a man who raped me, who signed away his parental rights as part of a legal agreement, hold my daughter. She betrayed me in the worst possible way, and she's never truly apologized for it. So no, I won't be dropping the restraining order. Melissa's face hardened. You know, Jack said you were always dramatic, always making everything about you. I can see he was right. I felt a surge of rage so strong I had to clench my fists to keep from slapping her. Get away from me and my daughter before I call the police. She gave me one last look before walking away. I was shaking so badly I had to lean against the shopping cart for support. Emma returned with her granola bars, oblivious to what had just happened. Can we get ice cream too, Mom? Sure, sweetie, I managed, trying to keep my voice steady. That night, after the kids were in bed, I told Ryan about the encounter with Melissa. He was furious. That's harassment, he said. We should call the lawyer again. I don't think she technically violated the restraining order, I said. She's not named in it, and my mother might not have sent her. But it's too much of a coincidence, Ryan argued. First the Facebook page, then Olivia's warning about the church ladies, now Jack's wife approaching you in public. They're coordinating this. He was right. This wasn't random. It was a campaign to pressure me into dropping the restraining order. The next day, I had a doctor's appointment. My blood pressure was dangerously elevated, and the doctor was concerned. You're at risk for preeclampsia, she warned. I want you on bed rest for the remainder of your pregnancy. No stress, no work, just rest. I laughed humorlessly. No stress? That's not really an option right now. I explained the situation with my mother and the recent harassment. The doctor listened sympathetically. Then you need to find ways to shield yourself from it, she said firmly. Turn off your phone, stay off social media, have your husband screen visitors. Your priority right now has to be your health and your baby's health. She was right. I went home and followed her advice. Ryan took over dealing with the lawyer and fielding calls from concerned friends and family. I focused on resting, reading books to Emma and Tyler, and preparing for Lily's arrival. For a week, it worked. My blood pressure stabilized, and I started to feel more like myself. Then one afternoon, while Ryan was at work and the kids were at school, there was a knock at the door. I ignored it at first, following the doctor's orders to avoid stress. But the knocking became more insistent, followed by a woman's voice calling my name. Cautiously, I approached the door and looked through the peephole. It was Jack's mother, standing on my porch with what looked like a gift basket. I didn't open the door. Instead, I called Ryan, who said he'd come home immediately. Then I called the police to report a violation of the restraining order. While I waited, Jack's mother continued knocking intermittently. Cassie, I know you're in there, she called. I just want to talk. I brought some things for the new baby. The police arrived before Ryan did. I watched through the window as they spoke to Jack's mother on the porch. She gestured animatedly, clearly trying to explain herself. One officer came to the door while his partner continued talking to her. I opened the door just enough to speak to the officer. I have a restraining order against my mother, I explained. This woman is her close friend and has been involved in harassing me. The officer nodded. We'll check the details of the restraining order, but if she's not specifically named in it, there may not be much we can do beyond asking her to leave your property. She's part of a coordinated effort to harass me, I insisted. My mother is using her friends to get around the restraining order. We'll document the incident, the officer promised, and we'll make sure she leaves. If you have evidence of coordination, you should share that with your lawyer. By the time Ryan got home, the police had convinced Jack's mother to leave. The gift basket remained on our porch. Ryan picked it up gingerly, like it might explode. Should we open it? He asked. No, I said firmly. I don't want anything from them. Ryan took it to the garage, planning to dispose of it later, but curiosity got the better of me. After he went back to work, assuring me he'd come straight home if I called, I went to the garage and opened the basket. Inside were baby clothes, a stuffed animal, and a card. The card had a handwritten note. Cassie, I hope you'll reconsider your position on Susan seeing her grandchildren. Jack has asked me to tell you that he harbors no ill